Hello. Okay, for those of you who like a long video, you can stay with me. And if you don't like a long video, leave and maybe come back another day if you want to. Ta-da. Be well. Okay, so for those of you who remain, yes, likely to be a long video. I was just going to talk really and cover whatever I cover, certain subjects. I will just tell you, I've just had a shower, so I'm rolling a fag as usual, which I normally do after a shower. Then I'm going to have some food, so I'm getting a little bit peckish. While I'm rolling this, I will just say thank you again to everybody who put up titles, really, I suppose, on the art giveaway. I really do appreciate that. It was it's a bit of fun and all the rest of it, which is good, you know. I'm quite happy, to an extent I'm quite happy with the way that this little group, Bride's Words, is going. I have deleted and blocked just one person in the last sort of few days. And I've had to block somebody just today. I mean, you won't get this for about a week. I had to block somebody today on a very large group that I admin. You know, who thought he was joking perhaps, so I gave him a bit of a warning. What it was, he was joking about somebody and hinting that they were perhaps taking drugs. Now this guy is a single dad with, I think, 3 little boys. I don't know his relationship with his ex-wife. If she was to read something like that, what would she think? Or, you know, if he's got a problem within his family that are waiting to twist the knife, or would somebody report that to social services? Very doubtful, but you never know. Is he employed? Would his employer read things like that? I don't know. So, although it's a joke, it's not a very funny joke and it's not needed, and I said that. So the guy came back with more stuff, really, something about I'm a crackhead. And that's fine because I was there to defend myself, and then he carried on with the guy who wasn't there, and again saying about his drug taking and stuff like that. This guy clearly doesn't take drugs. The guy that he's having a bit of a pop at clearly doesn't. He's a very, very good dad, and just deserves a bit of respect for doing such a hard job, which is being a decent parent. There's lots of people out there that are parents, and I think their own admission, they'd probably say they weren't the best. I think this guy is the best. He's doing very well. So I deleted and blocked him. And the other one was on Bride's Words, as some of you may know, and he was just a bit of just turned into an idiot, really. Had some valid points, and that was fine. And I did a video. I know it's very debatable, very contentious, and it's going to wind people up and upset people because everybody's so conditioned that when you say some of the things I said, of course it's going to wind people up. Of course it is, you know, because people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that they're actually a slave. You know, that's what people are. You're employed, you know, as a slave. But, you know, we're conditioned, we're controlled. And I've had people on there saying, oh yeah, but we got free will. Well, there's no such thing. You know, we're given a sense of having free will, but there is no free will. Anyway, this guy was quite silly and ended up being quite racist and what have you, so off he went. But apart from that, I'm really happy with the way that the group's going, I think, really. But especially with the art giveaway, there was a hell of a lot of responses. I think over 70 responses. And I was amazed, really. It took forever to sort of read and go through, and I've enjoyed it though. It's been pretty good. That's that. While we're talking about that sort of thing, I'm thinking about possibly only making 2 videos per week. And I was thinking about maybe a Wednesday and maybe a Sunday, and it could be a day or either way, you know, but maybe just do 2 a week, but do longer videos rather than a 10-minute video. And, you know, leave a comment underneath this if you can be bothered, you know. Would you prefer that? Do you like a long, chatty video? Or do you like me to cover one specific thing in a 10-minute video? And if you have got any ideas for videos, if you want me to cover any particular subject, then if I can, I will, you know, so just ask. I think that's it really with Facebook, YouTube. I'm still not going back to YouTube. I might one day, but at the moment I'm quite happy not to. I won't mention his name. Somebody who probably everybody knows, who's quite, actually he's quite famous, let's be honest. He is quite famous in the world of YouTube. Yeah, I'm not going to say any more about him. Sent me a message and we were chatting and what have you. And he said that 6 of his videos have been flagged and they've unmonetized his videos because they don't feel that they're advertiser friendly. And I said, yeah, well I get the same, even though my videos are unlisted. I've got 2 videos. One is called Love, and it is literally just about, you know, you will have seen it perhaps. It's about let's embrace differences. Everybody's difference. Let's love rather than hate. I said in there, hate breeds, and it does. So let's start loving. Let's love ourselves, love our lives, love people. That's what I said, and it was flagged as inappropriate for all advertisers. And it said, click here if you disagree, and no thank you, I don't need to click anything. But their computer thinks that the word love perhaps is whatever. And there was another one, anyway, whatever. So yeah, now this guy, and this is how YouTube is going, this guy is now very, very careful in his videos. And he will say something like, you know, today's been a lovely day, you know, day off work, and I've been out walking. And then they cover themselves and they say, oh, I'm sorry if you're at work and you can't have today off. I don't mean any offence by that. It's just that I'm just talking about just me and my day. Or all day. Or if you're on nights, then you might not see the day. So I do apologise. Apologise. If you don't understand what apology, you know, and this is how it's going, you know, this is what YouTube is turning into. And somebody else who's a van dweller made a video and said, I couldn't fucking sleep last night. Oh, I do apologise. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh, God, I'm not going to get any money for this video. So YouTube will become a silly, washed out bubblegum thing where we'll sit there in our little iron shirts, minding every last word, being controlled again. Freedom of speech is gone on YouTube. YouTube tell you what to say. If you say Donald Trump is a wanker, you don't get monetized and they can delete the video. If you say Donald Trump is a lovely orange clown, no, you can't even say that. Donald Trump is a lovely man. That can go through. You know, so if you have your own thoughts, your own opinions, they're not allowed. Your thoughts, your opinions must come directly from YouTube. Much the same as what I've noticed on Bry's Words sometimes is that people's, I did say this actually, I said that some people are quite happy to let the media do their thinking for them. They allow the government to do their thinking for them. You know, they allow society to do their thinking for them. Where are they? They're so lost now. And they don't even know it, you know. And they say, oh, I've got my own thoughts. And then they go and, yeah, they go down a route that's already been said 1,000,001 times. You know, anyway. Yes, I think YouTube is on its arse, really. That's what I think. If you can hear any rattling and banging about, it's because it's windy, and obviously I have things dangling. Hey, watch it. See, you say dangling, and the video can't be monetized. I have things dangling like feathers and stuff like that, and they're sort of clattering and banging about because although it's really hot, well, it's not hot, 22.2 degrees outside, it's very, very blowy and quite blustery every now and then, but it's beautiful. You get some nice cool air, which is lovely, you know. So yeah, if you do hear clattering and banging, that's what it is really. Okay, so I don't know what to entitle this video, but I will tell you about Bodhi in a minute. What happens? I'll tell you what I'll do. You know this camera always turns itself off, doesn't it, after 20 minutes? I'll turn the camera off and turn it back on and just finish this video. Okay, back in a second. Hello again. So yeah, we're back. No, I said I'll tell you what happened to Bodhi. The day I nearly lost Bodhi. Sounds melodramatic. And something like old Naked Foot's Richard from Beyond the Van will think, really? Like that? Yeah, Richard, really. Okay, so it's a long story, but let's go back in time a little bit. Bodhi, come here, darling. Come say hello. Hello, are you okay? You okay, my darling? This little boy, okay, doesn't like water. Do you, darling? Not fond. I've tried him with water several times, little streams, lakes, rivers, things like that. You okay there? You okay, my little boy? About 18 months or so ago, I was with my niece and her husband and their 2 dogs. And their 2 dogs love water, absolutely love water. You alright, darling? So I thought I might encourage him. And we went to, it was like a mini river, if you like, really. But the beginning of the mini river is like a bit of a pond. No kids play in this pond, so it's only a maximum of a foot deep. That's my camera, darling. They're just saying hello to you. I know. I'm talking about you. Yeah, we'll go out in a minute. Okay, thank you. Come and sit down for me, please. Wherever you like. Down there, that's cool. So their dogs went running into to the water, splashing around and all the rest of it. And Bodhi was loving it, watching them and playing and really interested. And he got very close to the water and then he would back off. And I tried to encourage him just very, very gently into the water. He wouldn't have any of it. And you could throw his ball into water, like that deep of water, and he would just turn around and say, well, you can get that. I'm not getting the old paws wet. He did at one stage, he got into somewhere, and I can't remember where, and it was only 2 inches deep, and he sort of went in and he stopped himself from going any further, and he just backed out, actually walks backwards out. He won't accept water, he doesn't do it. So, we are here in a place called St. Neots. I'm just looking for the magazine. By the time you see this video, we won't be here, but currently we are at St. Neots. Now, St. Neots is full of water. We are parked right on the river. The river is literally just there. You will have seen some photos perhaps on Bry's Words. We walk up a little track about 100 yards and there's a big park, which is not part of the site, the caravan site. It's just on the outskirts of it. So you walk up there through the woods, beautiful walk, and there's this park, and we've been going up there and playing ball, and it's right next to the river. You've got the river and a grass area, then you've got a path, the children's park, then a huge grass area, which is where we play. When Bodhi is finished, I say to him, let's go back and get a drink. And what he does, he carries his ball and he carries it to somewhere, and he normally does it either a little wee or a little poo. And this particular time, we'd been here for about a week, about four or 5 nights, probably 5 nights. And the river, it's all flat there, but then the sort of earth goes up in the air slightly, only a little tiny bit, and then drops down into the river. So I can't see the river from where I'm playing ball, where I am with Bodhi. So Bodhi ran along the hedgeway, carrying the ball. He dropped the ball on top of the hill thing and then disappeared over. So I'm thinking, oh, he's gone off to do his business. So I'm just gently walking over there, just sauntering over there, not thinking anything. And when I got there, he wasn't there. I looked and he wasn't there. And through the hedge is another little path, and he has been through this path sometimes. So I was about to walk through the path and I called him, listened, couldn't hear him, so I called him again. And then just as I started to walk through the path, I heard this little splash in the water, and I had a look and I saw his paw in the water about maybe 3 feet out, something like that. And then all of a sudden I saw his nose just come up and go back down, but he didn't even breathe. And his paw started to go, well, it did go under. So I quickly got on the ground with my knees and I put my body into the river and I went underwater and I just grabbed, this hand grabbed nothing at all and this grabbed just the side of his face under his ear. And I managed just to grab him, and I don't know how, I then pushed this mud and silt like that, and I managed to go back up onto the bank and threw Bodhi up in the air, and he kind of landed on my chest. And I lay there, he was breathing, but I squeezed him and water came out all over my face and stuff like that. And I said, "Are you okay?" And bless him, he wagged this little wet tail, plop, plop on my leg, plop, plop like that. And he was covered in dirt and stuff like that. He'd gone right to the very bottom of the river, and his white fur was jet black. What's in that river? What on earth? You know, it was like dye. And I think he may have got stuck in the mud or something like that, and was struggling. Clearly, was struggling. I wasn't very long walking over there. I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, we'll say. But how long does it take for lungs to fill with water and for my mate to die? I think another 2 or 3 seconds, you know, I think he could have died. I don't know. I don't think he could get out of that mud. I think that's what was holding him down. Awful. Anyway, we laid there and given their due, a group of lads was sat on a bench not too far away, and one of them, quite a portly lad, but he's about 18, 19, 20, comes sort of running over and he said, "Mate, fuck, are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I will be, thanks." You know, I was a bit out of breath and a bit dazed, I suppose, really. And I was soaking wet and everything else. And I was just cuddling my dog. And then two of his friends turned up and they said, "Can't your dog swim?" And I said, "No." And one of them said, "Why didn't you teach it?" And I said, "Yeah, maybe, mate." You know, that was it. Anyway, I said, "Look, we're going to be fine." And they buggered off, really. I stroked him. I got rid of the mud off of him, rubbing him on grass, rubbing him on my t-shirt, to be honest, which is now in the bin. He was just a mess, just a mess. Cut a long story short, we came back. I gave him a good shampoo because I'm on a site. I can fill up here with water and what have you, which I did do. I've shampooed him, brushed him off and what have you, and he's had his little doggy deodorant, which is very dog friendly, which I like to spray on him. So he's had that, and he was absolutely fine. He had a little sleep, not a massive sleep, and then he ate his food and what have you, and then had a great big sleep after that. And he didn't dream. I thought he might dream like a panic dream, like he does, you know, meat, 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 and moving his legs. You don't say meat, that's just me. But you know what I mean? I thought he might be a bit perturbed by it, but he didn't seem to be bothered. The following day, we went down there and we played ball in the usual spot away from the river and what have you. And I said, "Come on then, mate, enough, let's go for a drink." And he carried the ball a different way. And he just did a wee. He dropped the ball, he did a wee, and then he came over to me, we put his lead on, got his ball and came back. Later on that day I took him on a walk, the same river, but a different walk, and I took him right to the river's edge, right to the river's edge. And he was fine with it, absolutely fine with it. I took some photos of it. You will have seen the back of Bodhi just gazing into the river. He sat there for a long time, a good 10 minutes. But again, didn't try to get in or anything like that. But I honestly think I could have lost him that day. I think what I've done in other parts of the country quite often, if he's in a field, he will run off and do his business and I just wait for him. And I'm not really bothered, you know. If he's not back, I suppose within 4 or 5 minutes, I'd start whistling or calling him. But sometimes he likes to run off a little bit, not too far away, but he does sometimes. But in that river, something just made me walk over there. Anyway, whatever, he's absolutely fine. quite content, darling. You are, aren't you? So yeah, he's fine. You know, things happen in life, you know, whatever. Okay, so we're on St Neots, a very quick review of St Neots. The river is stunning. We're parked very, very close to the river. I can see it just out the window. It's lovely. The river is lovely. The the area the area is lovely. The area is beautiful. No problem with it. Quick tip: if there are any travellers in this area, the postcode is PE19. I've got to look for the other piece of paperwork now. PE19. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's 2HD. But anyway, PE19. Look for St Neots Camping and Caravan. And as you come down towards the Camping and Caravan, where the park is, where dogs often get drowned in the river, there's two car parking areas. No signs, no nothing. There's a barrier on both, which is 8'4", and every single night for 2 weeks, well, nearly 2 weeks, I've got another day here. For nearly 2 weeks, there's been a white van, who's a full-time traveller. He's got a smokestack, all the rest of it, you know, chimney stack, whatever you want to call it. And on the outside of that, if you can't fit in there, there's been 2 motorhomes that have been coming and going, and I would say they're full-timers. Nobody's ever queried it or complained by the seams of it at all, which is really good. Opposite, you can walk over a bridge and go opposite. I presume they're teenagers, but the teenagers have got a couple of tents across there, and they've been there a fortnight. And I've seen them, you know, I haven't really been looking, but across, when we go through the walk up to the park, across the river, occasionally I see a lad getting in or out of the tent and stuff like that. Now, I don't think they're homeless. I think they're just, you know, off school. They're just chilling out, doing their own thing, really. But they've been there the entire fortnight, and there doesn't seem a problem. So what I'm saying is I think the area is very chilled for travellers, for, you know, whatever. Rules and regulations take a bit of a back seat, which is lovely. So this site, St Neots Camping and Caravan site, postcode PE19 something or other. It's okay. It's a bit dowdy, a bit drab. Huge park. Why on a massive park do they give you a toilet block with just 3 showers? I've been over there maybe 3 times in the fortnight when I couldn't have a shower because they're busy, and I've had to come back, give it half hour, go back over there, and then I can have a shower. Why, when you've got hundreds of people on here, do you only have 3 showers? I don't understand that. And everything's a bit tired, everything. What I will say is, the best thing about this is the staff. Every single staff member are polite, friendly, decent. They've got time to stop and have a little chat with us and stuff like that, which is really nice. Going back, I don't know, about a week now. You know, often things happen just for a reason, don't they? We were going to go out, same as we are shortly, and you make up your own mind when you're going to go out. And obviously, and I thought, okay, we'll go out in 10 minutes or whatever, you know, so I just finish my Slurpee and have a fag, whatever. So I do whatever, and just as we step out, that very second, from the front of Ishi, there's a little tiny road thing that goes around. This guy and his little grandson, well, young grandson, walked past and said, hello mate, and I said, all right. And we got chatting because they got a little dog. Very nice people. And that was that, off I went with the dog. And then later, I walked past their motorhome, and he came out, the guy, and he said, how are you doing, you alright? So his lad came out, and they said, would you like to come to a barbecue tonight? I said, yeah, I'd love to. So we kind of introduced ourselves. Kev is the guy, and his grandson is Ashton, or I call him Ash. And Ash is 13. Well, by now he's 13. His birthday was like 3 days. He was saying Ash cooked the barbecue, and he said it's my birthday in 3 days. I'm 13. So bless him. Good lad, and Kev is a good man as well. So they will never see this, I'm sure. But anyway, they're lovely people. So that was very nice. They were only there the one night, but they were really nice. And I'm as guilty as everybody about judging people. I do try not to judge people in my life as much as possible, but I do because I'm a human being. But what I try not to do is to categorise people and box people off. I met somebody with a really, really interesting story just recently. Because I'm here, people might come here, so I don't want people to search this person out or whatever. Not that they would, I'm sure, but there's a large supermarket fairly near, and I was served the woman on the till was clearly a man. No problem, but with makeup and everything else, and her name is a female name. And good luck to her, as far as I'm concerned. But we got into a conversation, which I would with anybody. It doesn't matter about being transgender or transsexual or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter about that. I just got into a conversation. And she said, well, you're a very colourful man. Look at your tattoos. Anyway, she started telling me a story about when she was a he in a rock band. And recently the drummer died, his best friend, and sadly he found that out they lost contact and found out about it in the newspaper. And she was saying, your tattoos remind me of him really. He had both his legs covered in tattoos and stuff like that, whatever. But we had quite a conversation as I was packing me bits and bobs in. Very, very, very nice person, really genuine and nice. And it doesn't matter who you are, does it? Tall, short, fat, thin, black, white, transgender or not. It doesn't matter who you are as long as you're a decent person. That's what I believe. Here we go. What else is there? I don't think really there's anything much to tell you, not really. Oh, there is actually. I mentioned, well, I know, I named a video Thinking, didn't I, recently? Will this bloody camera turn off? I don't think it will. I'll tell you in 5 minutes time if I can. Right. I'm now looking at other options of being housed. And I know, I keep saying the same, I'm going to be housed, and then I kind of pull away from it. I've got a fear about being housed. I've been travelling so long now that I'm so used to this life and I don't want to give it up. I really don't. That's the honest thing, but I am going to be housed at some stage. One day I'll be in bricks. One day. That's fact. Now obviously it is a need. It's a medical need. It's not a want. It's not what I want at all. But it is what's going to happen at some stage. And I have to keep telling myself that. So I'm not going to tell you how or why, but I am now currently looking at other options of being housed. So at some stage, and perhaps by the end of this year, which really isn't long, is it? I could be housed, perhaps. Mostly it's because of my osteoarthritis, if I'm honest. I am struggling a little bit more, sadly, but that's how it's going. It's killing me. That's the honest thing. I'm trying to put it at the back of my mind. My ankles are incredibly bad, but whatever. We remain happy. We remain hopeful. We're doing whatever we're doing and what have you. It's just that I do struggle a little bit. So I do need at some stage to get into bricks. So don't be too surprised if there's a video made at some stage, and I don't know when. I mean, it could take a year or more. I don't know. I'm too laid back to worry. And because it's a need, I don't want it to happen tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I really am enjoying this life. I love doing what I do. I think that's obvious, really. If anybody's thinking about living in a van, giving up their house, I would still say do it. I didn't know that I was going to come across the medical problems that I've got. I would still say do it. Definitely do it. There's nothing like it. To have a sense, it's only a sense, but to have a sense of freedom and to not pay the ridiculous bills and things like that. I'm not crying, I've just got itchy eyes today. It's given me so much, this way of being, so much peace, so much time. I feel like I'm living again. I wasn't living. When I had a house, when I had a full-time job, I wasn't living, now that I look back at it. You know, £50 is a lot of money to me now, a lot of money. When I had a house, I don't know, I'd buy a bit of gas with it or something, I don't know. I felt obliged, compelled to work. I had to work, in fact. And you don't get very much to show for it, do you? You get a house around you and a car, you know. And I've got that. I've got a vehicle. I've got a house around me. But obviously, again, it's each their own. We live how we live, and that's it, really. So there will be some news at some stage. That's all I'm saying, really. Thank you again for the art giveaway and what have you. That was great, really. A bit of fun, loads of responses from everybody and all the rest of it. So that's all pretty cool. I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I was going to mention. No, don't think there is. I think this has gone on long enough, innit? Take care then. Oh, just let me know. Do you think it's a good idea to do 2 videos a week rather than currently how I am? I'm kind of doing like 5 out of the 7 days I'm doing a video. But I'm thinking about doing 2 videos a week, maybe on a Wednesday, maybe on a Sunday, but we'll see. Take care then.